This is the intro to my video. Please subscribe. Woo! Everyone is welcome to Resin Crafting with Chris Collected. On today's episode, we are going to do the second part of the Dominoes for 250 subscribers. Yay! So this is my kitchen sink Dominoes set. It's just a little bit of everything that I've already learned. Here is the back side, or I should say the front side really, of these future dominoes will be unmolding in a future video. It'll come out tomorrow if you're watching this day of. If not, you could check it out later in the description. This one's about half done, and so we're gonna finish up this set and the other whole set on the left there, and that will be today's video. But first off, I wanted to show you this. I put in these buttons last time, and man, that looks good. And the resin is super clear. There's micro bubbles in it, but I'm not using any kind of vacuum stuff, so of course that's gonna happen. But as you can see, the shank to the button was a little too much, so we're gonna have to remake that one. We will be using Let's Resin epoxy resin. And just like last time, we're gonna be doing 200 milliliters of part 1 and 200 milliliters of part 2. And that will give us plenty to be able to finish this domino set. And an extra piece or two. I'm still using my Let's Resin epoxy mixer, but I'm looking into getting some new ones that have a stand. What can I say? This one's not broken yet, so I'm still using it. The demolding for this video will be released tomorrow, Friday, and also on my Patreon. I decided to release this one onto my YouTube as well, because it celebrates my 250 subscribers. My next giveaway will be at 500, and I also will be doing one on Thanksgiving Day. If you're new to this channel, make sure to stick around for Thanksgiving. I actually cook an entire turkey, showing, how Americans celebrate Thanksgiving, and I cook a turkey all by myself in my house and make all the sides and fixings. It's a really fun time. And I do some arts and crafts and some activities throughout the day. Something else to put on besides just the parade, All right, that seems like it's all mixed up now. Let's look at all the pieces we're gonna put in. So first up, this is interference. It just means it makes kind of a white, creamy color. And I wanted this one to be about half of the set. Next, these are little Mickey Mouses, but in 3 different colors: yellow, green, and purple. Next up, these are little plastic shreds. I'm not really sure the technical name of them, but they add a little bit of sparkle to stuff. This is nail art, is what it's typically called. It's shredded up plastic. I put about 4 or 5 colors into this. It really reflects well, especially in clear. Unfortunately, I didn't really put that in the clear, so I grabbed another one and put a little bit into that. These is 2 different types of stars, like big stars and small stars. This is a dark glitter. Next up is our premium variegated flakes. So it's gold and silver and even some greenish flakes. And I take a brush and I brush that into 3 different little domino molds. Yeah, you don't want these ones loose. You gotta brush these ones in. I picked that up from, I believe, Joann's or something like that, and I'm really loving it. Next up, this is a different type of interference. This is interference purple. I ran out of space on the other side, so I'm putting them on top of these old dominoes. We had some plastic glitter and some other colorful stars. And now let's get to pouring. Into the containers, at least. So then we can mix them up. Now we're gonna fill a few containers that we already filled with all that kind of good stuff. but we're still gonna add even more to it. So this is little gold stars. This is like a black and metallic kind of glitter. All right, let's get this first batch all stirred up. So it has the dark glitter in it and the gold. I figured it'd go well with these variegated flakes. But then I wanted to do some clean ones as well. This is Karomi. She is from Sanrio, the Hello Kitty line for anyone who's not familiar with the brand. She's kind of like the sinister one. And I had a little bit, I got it for free from a kid a little while ago. I forget exactly who. This is the same technique from the previous video. And so you basically fill it up halfway or so, and then use some kind of, this one is a little stick here, a little metal stick, and go in there and try to free any of those little bubbles up. Then go back and fill it up 100%. Makes it easier so you don't overfill it when you're going around trying to pop those internal bubbles. Anything that's left over for today, I'm actually going to mix together. So you can see I might leave some left over a little bit here and there. I showed you that first one at full speed, but for the rest of the video, we're going to speed all these up. A little bit of that foil was loose, so I actually moved it into one more little domino. Now let's fill up the rest. And this tray will be done then. Well, besides for that top right one, we had the button in it, and I'll admit, I completely forgot it, and then when I was demolding later, I was looking at it, and I was like, oh, I never filled that up. Even though I had plenty of extra resin for it, I just didn't notice it, because now I'm switching over to this mold, and I just didn't think about the other one. Now this is the one that has the interference and has all those little plastic bits in it. These ones turned out to be some of my favorite ones. All right, now that we use our little tool, which does have a flat tip on it, you don't want to scrape the bottom of your mold or anything like that. But now we can pour the rest. If you're curious what that thing in the foreground is, it's bias tape. I got them from a person a long time ago for free. She was getting them made and actually was knitting with it. I don't actually use it in this video. I was going to and use it as kind of putting some ribbon in there and seeing how that would happen. But ultimately I decided I think we had enough things in our kitchen sink and I stick to more glitter and all that kind of fun stuff. And some buttons. You know, I can't help myself. I did find some more buttons. And so I'm going to move them around into different little dominoes. Some will have two, some will just have one. But a lot more stuff is going to go in those little molds. This is that heavy pigment that I put in, the heavy interference pigment. So it's nice and like a creamy texture, a pearl texture. Just like we did in the last video, we had the goofy grape ones that are solid. These ones are going to end up being solid as well. I've had so much fun with this whole year of doing resin crafting. I thank y'all so much for watching all my videos. It really means a ton to me. My next giveaway, as I said, is at 500 subscribers, and I can't wait to get there. I got over 15 subscribers just from doing that giveaway, so I'm so happy about it. As you can see, I filled the entire rest of the molds with this pearlescent stuff. These are just some random beads and rhinestones that I had. I got these from a drag queen after she had passed, and her collection was then donated to my college that I was going to at the time. And no one really wanted these like loose rhinestones and loose stuff. And I've had it for, I mean, I had to be at least, I don't know, almost a decade now I've had them. And so they're finally getting used up. And I have a lot more than just these rhinestones, but that was just a little bag, and I was just like, ooh, they're gonna be perfect in this. And while a lot of them you won't be able to see because they'll just be trapped in the middle there, I thought it would be cute to have like little touches of color next to all of this pearl. Kind of like if your necklace had exploded into dominoes. This whole set really turns out great. I've improved so much in 1 year, and I can't wait to keep doing more years. Well, just like always, you know how I am. I'm pouring these things out, but you can see I put a lot of those little plastic Mario heads, you know, and yeah, none of them are coming out. Like a few here or there are dropping out. So yeah, there we go. There's a few. But just like always, I forgot to stir it up. So I was just like, whoops. But you can see in there, the cup's still full of them. So now I'm just trying to drop in some into different ones. As I stated earlier, anything that is left over today is all going to get mixed into one more silicone container and then pour it all together. Specifically, we're going to put it into this little mold on the side, which is a business card holder, or for me, is going to be a sticker holder. So that when I go to my conventions and my markets and everything, I'll have something to hold all my stickers. Because right now they're kind of just loose on the table. That's not what we want. But yeah, so I'm just taking everything. I took the clear, I took all the other 3 containers that I had, and just mixed everything together. So you get a lot of that pearl, but you're also getting all the leftover stuff. And then, of course, one last little check to make sure I go through all my dominoes, you know, give it a minute, let them level, and then look at them again and be like, okay, is everything nice and domed, nice and full? And yeah, we'll add a little bit of clear because I had already added some clear in, but that's okay. We also add some stars and other things in too. I checked the other side too, it was all good. The same technique, of course, applies to everything that you do in resin. So I'm swirling on the outside and swirling on the inside, trying to get any of those little bubbles trapped up to the surface and so they can pop. And then trying to get all those bits out, I'm actually going to scrape them out with a little silicone scraper. Of course, this mold's not very thick, so it actually couldn't handle all of it. But it does look so cool. There's so many little Mickey Mouse heads in it, and it has like a pearl to it, but not too pearl. Oh, it looks really cool. So I'm gonna take some of the leftovers and put it into this little Mickey head that I had from last time. Last time it was about half full, so this time we'll fill it up the rest. Little molds like this are great to have because you don't want to waste your resin. And these can always be freebies, or you can just have them. Actually, what I use this Mickey for is I put it behind that business card holder, and it makes my stickers pop up a little more. That way you don't have to fill up the whole thing with it. You can actually fill it up with a little bit of that. Hey, quick demolding. I wanted to use this little heart mold. And so we poured that last time in clear. This time we're going to pour it with the remnants of what we have. Now I'm going to do what they often call the drizzle method. So this is just taking it right off of my spoon and drizzling it in. That way I could try to get those little bits and add them all in instead of just having the clear come through and nothing else. All right, so if you look at my most recent unboxing life, I got several different small containers with lids as well. I didn't have enough for the container, but I did have enough for the lid. And so this is the round mold, as you can tell. So it's not a coaster, this is a lid. And this has the rest of it in there, and as you can see, there was a lot of it. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share my content. I'm trying to get to at least 500 by the end of the year, so any help with that is so appreciated. Thank you so much. If you have any comments, suggestions, anything like that, I'd love to hear them. Thank you so much. See you on the next one. And you can stay tuned to see all kinds of images and a few videos of all my new Dominoes. Thank y'all so much for 250 subscribers. And look at all of these cool pieces. I can't wait to make more and more and more pieces. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Thank y'all so much. See you on the next one.